through NACA in 2005, in about 2000. And I had loved NACA because there was no closing cost. There was no down payment. And I had said, oh, let me go see about this program and go see if it's really real. That, you know, it's got to be a catch somewhere. And there was no catch. And so here's the deal with neighborhood NACA. And NACA is Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. Okay, they're a nonprofit. They're HUD approved. And they really fight against mortgage lenders who really try to take advantage of people. That's why they came about. So they're big on advocacy. With NACA, the first thing you have to do is you have to go to one of their workshops. So I'm not doing a NACA workshop today because I'm not authorized to do a workshop. But I can give you some information, give you some experience. My niece and I went through NACA. We were both on the loan, and we bought a duplex. And about 3 years later, we had to sell the duplex. Sold the duplex. We walked away, and we just split $100,000 each. Yeah. So it was real. That program was real for us.
Look this way.
And so, so if I'm not talking to you, I'm talking at you, okay? So that's the great thing about that, about NACA and the program. So now I want to tell you a little bit more about NACA. So NACA, Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, is a nonprofit community advocacy and a homeownership program organization. And not only is it all this and great, they have one of the lowest interest rates that other, lenders just don't offer. I don't know. I'm like, how did they get it all this good? I talk about that when I talk about the steps of what it is you need in order to work with NACA. So I'm going to actually go to that because this just talks about them. They have affordable home ownership for people who wouldn't normally otherwise be able to afford a home. That's why they eliminate PMI or have the greatest, lowest rates and no closing costs and no down. And so what you need when you, there it is, have to have patience with NACA. That's the one I said, patience and persistence. So you have to have patience and persistence because NACA is a program that is full. Has lots of people coming through their doors. And so appointments can take a long time. You got to be on it. If you miss any appointments, it could take you 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month to get another appointment. So it's always like if you set an appointment, keep the appointment. They have a couple of things that they do. They'll let you do, you can have an online, you can move through their process online with an online counselor. I wouldn't suggest it. They have an office in Oakland. I would, after my workshop, I would say I want to work out of the Oakland office. I want to come and see my counselor, and I want to be working with somebody face to face all the time. So that's best. You have to have the ability to follow instructions. You have to be able to follow instructions because there are specific things, to the NACA program that you must do. You must follow their instructions. One of the things that I talk about is the fact that they won't just take a landlord statement stating that you've been paying your rent and that this amount for a certain amount of time. For 6 months, they want to see that you're paying your rent, and they're going to ask you to do it in cashier's check or in money orders. They want that proof that you are pulling that out of your bank account and that it is you who is actually paying that amount.
Okay, you stated that they want to see 6 months of rental payment through a cashier's check or a money order, and they want to see that you're pulling that out of your bank statement. So do they also want your bank statements where they see that you're getting a cashier's check or a money order from your bank account?
I'm just even quoting 6 months, but it could be a year.
Okay.
That's the importance of having to go to the workshop.
Okay.
But I'm giving you an example of what they're going to tell
Okay.
you so that maybe you can be ahead of the game
Okay.
right now. They will even take checks. So if you've been paying by checks, and even I went to a recent workshop, I was like, you know what, nobody uses a check. They say, well, cashier's check or money order.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay. So they'll tell you at the workshop exactly what they want.
They will tell you at the workshop, and they're going to give you this book.
So that's the importance of going to the workshop.
That is the importance.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of information that you're going to get at the workshop that you won't get here, along with testimonies.
Okay.
Yep, how well the program works.
Okay,
which is
good.
Really great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So you have number 3, follow up and follow through. If they ask you to bring certain information, bring that information. If you upload it online, call and follow up and make sure that they receive the documents. If you turn the documents in, I suggest that you keep a copy, and I talk to you about that a little later. Next you'll need more patience. More patience. This is a process, and it doesn't matter what lender you go through. Purchasing a home is a process. Getting things in order, getting all the documents, it's like signing away your life. So you really have to be prepared in order to just get those documents that they're asking for, and don't be upset when they ask for it.
Right.
Okay? We're going to take a pause for one moment. Okay. All right. So number 5, the ability to make copies of your documents and maintain your own folder in addition to what NACA gives you. So working with NACA, they lost our file. So thank God, I'm an administrative person. I just believe in making copies of everything before I give them to someone. So I had done that, and then I was able to keep going with my niece and I project, our process, because I had that copy. So it's really important that you have a copy, keep a copy of your, and this, I would suggest to do this with any lender. Not everybody's the same, but I know NACA has a lot of clients. I know things are subject to get lost. And like I said, going back and forth to different appointments, depending on where you are, it is really best that you take care of your documents and have a separate file, have your folder, just in case they need something out of it. Okay, number 6, depending on your ability to keep appointments and follow through, this process could take a year. Again, it goes back to NACA has a lot of clients, and the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You have all your documents together. You do everything that they ask you to do when they ask you to do it. You can have a smooth process. Our process did not take a year. Our process didn't even take 3 months. We were good to go. So I'm just, sharing that we'll be there to support you the whole time. You're not in it by yourself. However, we cannot go in and represent you. We can't take your documents in for you. We cannot go in there. We can advocate for you, but they won't even talk to us because your information and your process is confidential. Even if we're assigned as your agent, it does not matter. We cannot go in there and speak on your behalf. We can share. We can file complaints. We can do a whole lot of that. But what we can't do is speak on your behalf and go into your appointments with you. And so, but we will be there to support you. As soon as you get out of an appointment, we can do phone calls. Okay, so now I'm going to take a break, and then I'm gonna show you how to sign up for a workshop, and I'll give you information about that.
Go.
Okay, so now we're gonna we're gonna show you how to go ahead and get signed up for a NACA workshop. So first you go to the menu, then you scroll all the way down to attend a workshop. Then you scroll down a little bit. And then, I'm sorry, could you scroll up for me a little bit? Okay, so the first steps in NACA's 10 steps to home ownership is to sign up for a free NACA workshop near you. Okay, so that's what we're getting ready to do right now. That's the first step in getting signed up for NACA. So go ahead and scroll down. So we're going to put in a zip code, 95209. And we can put within 100. I'm going to say 100 because usually it's in Oakland. Purchase a home, that's perfect. We can go to search. The reason I'm putting in within 100 miles is because most of their workshops are in Oakland or San Leandro. They do not have workshops yet out this way that I know of. Okay, so as I said, San Leandro, and if you scroll up, then you have Oakland, okay? So let's just go ahead and just do and they have dates. Usually their workshops are within weeks of each other, and they're always on a Saturday. So, which is good from 9 to 1 p.m. So click on sign up. Yeah, just sign up, yeah. And this is where you would put all your information, but I need to show you the important part. Working with an agent. So if I'm your agent, were you able to click on it? If I'm your agent, you click working with an agent, you click yes. And then agent name. And don't know why my name. Go Arrington. See if it comes up. My name didn't come up. Nope. Okay, go. Yeah, click Gochen real estate and see what comes up. Okay. Well, that's my broker. So either my name should be popping up. I'll go in and find out why it's not, but our real estate. So, and if you don't want to go through this process, it's very short. You need to just tell me, you have to go in there and tell me which date. I can go in, or my broker can go in. We can go in and we can sign up for you. That is not a problem. We know everybody doesn't like to use computers. We are here to support you through this process. And once it's done, you will get an email, because we're going to get your email address. They're going to get your email address. Then you will get an email confirming that you've been signed up for that workshop. When you sign up for that workshop, you can choose to go to another one, but we ask that you let us know whether or not you attended, because now once you've signed up under us, we follow your process. And so we can go online and see how you're progressing along once you attend the workshop. So we need you to be sure, or let us know if you need us to reschedule for you. We'll be glad to do that. Okay, for the next step, for the next session, we're going to talk about the 10 steps to home ownership with NACA. Ready, Miss Margie? Okay, I'm going to walk you through the steps to home, the 10 steps for NACA's home ownership. 10 steps to owning your home. So this section describes the NACA's comprehensive counseling and all the steps for purchasing a home through NACA. And the first step we have is going to be your home buyer workshop. Once again, there's no need even going to talk to anybody at a NACA office until you've attended their workshop. That's the first thing. Attend a home buyer workshop. There are a number of workshops each month, right? So you don't have to choose one. There's a lot to choose from, okay? But you do have to choose one. At the workshop, you will learn all about NACA's program, counseling, mortgage options, including the NACA mortgage. And their workshop is from 10 to 1. So from 10 to 1, if you click here, thank you. You're going to get a whole lot of information at that workshop. Guaranteed. That's it. You're going to get a whole lot of information. So scroll up for me. You will receive important information about becoming mortgage ready, and NACA qualifications. One of the things I want to point out is that I can't qualify you for a mortgage loan. I don't know what that's going to be. If you come here and say, well, I make a certain amount, they have a certain standard that they go by. They have a certain way that they tally who's qualified. This is a program that's used for people who would not otherwise be able to purchase a home, low income. So if you're over a certain income, then it could take you out of the qualification. Okay, so number 2, housing counseling and home ownership preparation. So your housing counselor is going to help you. They're going to take all your documents. They're going to look at your debt. They're going to look at your other payments to determine whether you are currently ready for home ownership or not. That's what any lender will do. They're going to take, hopefully this is what any lender would do. If you get with a lender and they're not saying, well, you might have a challenge here or you might have a challenge there, just always be aware that lenders should be working with you to make sure that the home that you're being put in is qualified for you, that you're able to pay and make your mortgage. Okay, so I really love NACA because they advocate for that. They advocate against shark lending. They advocate against that. Okay, and number 3. Okay, so in the mortgage options sections, various mortgage products are described. The details of becoming NACA qualified are also provided. NACA qualification is required to access the NACA mortgage, right? So you have to be qualified first. NACA qualification is so extensive that it meets the requirements of many other mortgage products. Once you're NACA qualified, you will need to continue to pay all accounts on time, maintain your income, obtain no new debt, and save the difference between your current housing payment and future affordable payments each month until closing. Also keep submitting the most current documents included. So, okay, so what they're talking about is keeping your documents up to date. If you gave them, if you gave them employment timesheets and wages, payroll income, just remember 6 months later they're gonna need those updated your wage stubs again. So they're gonna need to update. You got to keep them. Everything has to be updated. So don't be frustrated. It's like I said, it takes patience. Oh, I just gave that to you 4 months ago. They're gonna need updated information all the time as you walk through that program. Okay.
And can I just state? Excuse me. And that's not just with NACA. That's with any mortgage lender that you go through. They're going to request documents up front. That's to get you pre-approved. That doesn't mean that you are approved. That's pre-approved. Then as you're going through the process, because the underwriter, every time that they put together a package, they submit that package to the underwriter. Then the underwriter is going to let the mortgage broker know, this is what else I need. So you may have to submit things several times to a lender, whether it's with NACA or with any other lender. So don't get discouraged, because a lot of times with first-time home buyers, they're not aware of this process. And this is why we're doing this seminar, to help you understand the process of buying a home. Whether it's with a NACA lender or any other lender, you're going to constantly have to turn in documents. And they're going to pull your credit. They pull your credit in the beginning. Sometimes they pull it in the middle of the process, and then they're going to pull it before you close escrow, because they want to make sure that you haven't entered into any new debt that's going to put you outside of your qualification. Because when they say they approve you to buy a home for $500,000, and this may be with $1,000 a month debt, and then before you close escrow, you say, well, I want to get this for my new house, and I want to get a new car because I have a new house, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're going to start running up your credit cards or getting new charge accounts, and they want to make sure that you're not doing that. Okay, and even after, don't think just because you have closed escrow, don't think just because you've closed escrow that that's the end of the loan process, because it's not. Because they have a right, and they're going to show you documentation when you're signing. They have a right to go back into your credit again, even after you have closed escrow, to make sure that you didn't just file bankruptcy or you didn't just get over your head in debt. Okay, so even after you close escrow and you have your new home, don't go get into a lot of debt. Okay, that way a lot of people end up losing their homes. I just wanted to interject that.
Thank you. Great information. Okay, so we're going to keep pay stubs, bank statements, canceled checks for rental payments. We're going to keep all that together and make sure we keeping track of our documents. And even though NACA doesn't qualify you based on credit score, it doesn't mean, as Margie just said, they do check your credit. They want to see if you have any outstanding collections. There's certain things they're going to look at, and they're going to ask you if your name is on your credit report several times. They might tell you, go and give me a statement why you got 3 different names on your credit report. I was like, really? I've been married 3 times. Well, go tell us that. I said, what? Right? So it's do what they ask you to do and keep it moving.
Yeah, and they get in your business, so be ready.
Business, right? Exactly.
But it's confidential. It's all confidential. They can't even give us your information as your real estate agent.
Right.
All we do is refer you to them, and they handle the loan. They take all of your confidential information, and they let us know when you finish the program.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Margie. Number 4, housing search. Okay, so once you're qualified, you will attend. Look how many times they say you need to attend a purchase workshop. Okay, so there's a purchase now workshop. So you're attending the workshop. You're really getting to know NACA. You're really getting to know what they do. So first you attend the orientation. I call it orientation workshop. Then they have a purchase workshop. which is held every Thursday from 6 to 7 at a NACA office, and you need to attend that. Even us as real estate agents, we have to attend a workshop. So they make sure that the agents who are working with you know what their standards are, so we don't give people misinformation, right? Okay, so NACA qualified members who want to access the NACA mortgage, so you have to attend those workshops. You're required. Okay, and so what they're going to provide is information about beginning the home purchase process, identifying properties, addressing repair issues. Now, let me just, before I go on, it's not a whole lot more I need, but let me tell you what I love about NACA once again. When we purchased our duplex, we needed repairs, we needed upgrades. They have a construction portion that they do for you in your contract if the purchase you're buying needs upgrades. So we bought a duplex and bathrooms, cabinets. See, we took that property as is, and NACA came through and they did the upgrade for us and the repairs, and actually brought our value right up. I really love that about NACA. So your property doesn't have to be perfect. Like, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to worry about that. NACA has a construction department that will come in and do your repairs as long as everything is written in the contract properly.
Excuse me, so does that mean that if you buy a house for $230,000 as is and it needs work, and it needs like $100,000 worth of work, do you have to get another loan for the $100,000?
No, it has to be qualified before, so you have to already be qualified. So say I'm qualified for $300,000,
okay,
and I need repairs,
okay,
and so I won't purchase. I'll purchase under that $300,000 and try to purchase the amount that's to the repairs.
Oh, okay.
And so it's not a separate loan. All of ours was in one loan. When we got that loan,
that's
it was
good.
included for it. So
that's really good.
Does it need repairs in order to qualify for the loan?
No.
So it's just based off of your preference. Like if you want to upgrade it, so that could be all qualified in there.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So before we do that offer, we have to let NACA know. We have to let the construction department know. So we don't just do it and then say, NACA, now we need you to come in. It has to all be pre-approved. Everything has to be pre-approved through NACA. So they need to make any adjustments or do whatever they need to do, and they will approve it. So
because I went through with the FHA, and FHA, they wouldn't qualify you for any. I looked at a bunch of houses with my ex, and they wouldn't approve any houses that were under construction that were in the process, because we found a couple of houses that were being revamped, and the people lost the house during the revamp. Awesome deal on the house, but they wouldn't approve that. So that's kind of good to know that they have that.
Right, because with FHA, the house has to be move-in ready.
Yeah.
Right. So no, NACA does not have to be move-in ready. I do love this
That's
program.
good. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an excellent thing. I love it. Okay, Parker, go to the next one. We should be at purchase and sales contracts. The purchase and sale agreement is a very important contract. It binds you and the seller to execute the transfer of the home at an agreed price under specific terms. You need to negotiate with the seller and listing agent who will be responsible for any repairs. See how they put that in there? They're letting you know repairs is okay. Determine the amount of any seller funds for repairs to be included in the mortgage amount. So you know what your mortgage is before, when you send that in, not after. It's not going to come later, oh, well, you got repairs, now you owe this amount of money, and no, they don't do that. Any seller contributed funds to buy down the interest rate and then execute the purchase and sale contract. So they also, remember I said they also allow you to do buy down. So if you got 10 G's, if you have $10,000 sitting in the bank, look at on y'all. If you have $10,000 sitting in the bank and you want to buy down on your mortgage, you can bring your mortgage rate down lower with that money. You got some money you got saved.
That 10 G's.
10 G's. Okay, next. And I want to go to property issues. Thank you. Or property conditions, what they call them on the website. Okay, so once you select a property for purchase, it must be inspected by a qualified NACA approved home and pest inspector. Nothing different for purchasing a home anywhere else. You always have to have that home inspection to determine the overall condition of the home you wish to buy. Just as you must qualify for a mortgage payment you can afford, the property you want to purchase must undergo an inspection review process to determine the home's condition in order to assess its suitability. That's straightforward. Okay, number 7. NACA credit access. You will need to provide updated documents to show that your finances have been on track since you were NACA qualified and continue to meet NACA requirements. You will then submit your application for NACA mortgage to a participating lender. So, being that this is a process, I suggest that people get in this process even if you're not ready. Even if you do know you're not ready today to purchase a home, get in the process now.
Right.
Get in the start thinking about dream now. Dream right now for what it is you want and set that plan in action, because time moves super fast, and before you look up you say, man, I could have been and purchased a home, or oh, I wish I would have been thinking about a home. And so right now is the time to do it. We're here for you. Nobody will ever rush you through this process. But we will help you again. We'll be there to support you. We will hold you accountable. That's one of the things I wrote on the website was the 3 things that we love to do. We'll hold you accountable to living your dream. We will hold you accountable to living that dream. We won't beat you upside the head, but sometimes life happens and people go in different directions. They forget, this is what I said I needed to do. I didn't just want to do it. I needed to purchase a home, or I needed to get an investment property. We will hold you to that, and we will stand by you until you're ready and help you walk through that process.
Okay, so what's the next number?
Number 8. Get stuck. Then you'll go through NACA's mortgage processing and underwriting piece, where departments will facilitate the underwriting and your process, and until an underwriter has come back and told you that you're pre-approved to get moving, you can't move. So you can't go along any further in the process. So it has to be underwritten, it has to be looked at, your documents have to be up to date, and this is where you get the kickback from, like Ms. Margie was saying, as to where I need them to explain this, or I might need them to explain that. So I had a lot of questions sometimes coming from whenever, and I've done more than one loan, so I've had more than one property, and you know, the lender come back and they say, well, they want you to explain this and explain these medical collections. Hey, I got to explain it, what was going on. Life is not perfect. Things happen. It's okay. Explain it. Keep it real, and let's keep it moving. That's my thing. Keep it real. Let's keep it moving. So we can go on, okay? And get what it is that we dream, our dream.
Exactly. And it's called an LOE, letter of explanation. All you have to do is simply type out what happened that caused these medical bills to mount up, or what happened to cause those collections. Okay, it's not that you're in trouble or anything like that. They just need an explanation, and that's all that they're asking for. You know, because they know that they're dealing with real human beings. You know, it's not a computer that they're dealing with, and life happens to us all. You know, sometimes someone may get laid off, or there may be a divorce, or there may be an injury. You know, and if you might fall behind, and once you fall behind, then it has like a snowball effect. You know, and it'll cause this to fall behind and that to fall behind. So don't feel bad. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed, because life happens to us all. And again, I want to say that's what our mission is here at Gochen Real Estate. We work with people that are underserved. A lot of people only want to work with someone if they have a FICO score of 740, if they've been on their job for 10 years, if they have 20% or more to put down on a property. You know, they don't want to work with someone that it may take a little bit longer, you know, but that's what we do. We work with those that need extra help because, I mean, having your own home, you know, is the most important investment, you know, that you can make because you're going to pay rent somewhere, okay? But you're paying someone else's mortgage, okay? And we'll go over that a little later when she gets finished.
Thank you, Miss Margie. Also in that, when we talked about the repairs and we talked about the properties and owning a home and going back to NACA, what you hear at the NACA workshop is the testimony of people who bought investment. I'm calling it investment property, but they had to live in it and they couldn't have had another home. So it had to be your first time home. But you can get a duplex, you can get a triplex, you can get a fourplex.
Exactly.
And they will count that rent that will be coming in through there, and that will count towards you. So you're not stuck to just a home. If somebody comes and says, you know what, I want to do things differently.
Right.
I want to learn how to leave a legacy for my family. I want to do a little bit of investing on a different side. I want to, you know, I want to ride on the wild side of things. That's what NACA does. They don't have a problem doing that. So that's what I appreciate. Another thing I appreciate about them, mortgage closing. Okay, NACA and the settlement agent will coordinate your closing on a NACA mortgage at a NACA office. You will be advised about all costs, such as prepaid tax, prepaid insurance, due at the closing, and any other required items. You will need to bring a certified check made out to the settlement agent for these costs. Just prior to the closing, examine the property to make sure all arrangements involving repairs, tenants, cleaning, etc. have been followed. Your closing at the NACA office will involve you and any co-borrowers, as well as the seller. So that's at the end of the game. That's when you get excited. That's when you get to do your happy dance and you have your keys and you be running around telling people, I got my own. And you get to have fun with that. Okay? So.
I have a quick question on that. Now, NACA states that it's no down payment, no closing costs. So why are they saying here that you need to bring in funds at the closing? Can you explain that? Yeah,
there's a small fee. There's a small something that you paid. I know we didn't pay no more than $3,000 in fees and whatever it was, but it had inspection. I know we had inspection fees. There were other fees that were outside of those fees that they mentioned, but there were no closing costs. There's no PMI, which is property and mortgage insurance. There wasn't any of that. So the insurance and stuff that the prepaid insurance, and I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Okay, so it seems as if these are basically non-recurring closing costs, things that don't recur. So that's the reason why they need to go to the workshop because, like we said earlier, we're not NACA. Okay.